Hello, in this video we are going to cover factoring tricky trinomials and solving quadratic equations by factoring. So before we start to do the review of factoring tricky trinomials, we are going to review common factoring and factoring simple trinomials. Common factoring, you may have 2 terms or 3 terms or 4 terms. It doesn't matter how many terms. What you are looking for is the greatest common factor from each term. So greatest common factor for the numbers, it will be the greatest number that could go into each number. So 36 and 27, both of them could be divided by 9, or you could use your calculator, just type in 36 or 27. If you have the fraction button, then it will give you 4 or 3. Then 36 divided by 4 give you 9. So you know that both of them you have a common factor 9. And that is your greatest common factor. So this is 9. For 2 terms, you could use this one. For more than 2 terms, you could continue to use another terms to do the division. So for example, if I have one more term, it's 12, or maybe 18. So we are going to 36 divided by 18. You will have 2. Then we know that the common factor of them is 18. Comparing 9 and 18, we are going to use 9 because 27 may not be able to divide by 18. So, and 9 is the greatest number, could go into 36, 27, and 18. So that is 9. And for the variables, we are going to pick the lowest degree for that letters. For x squared and x, the lowest degree by default, no degree is 1, so the lowest one is 1. So you will have x to the exponent 1 as a common factor for x. So x could go into x squared, x could go into x to the exponent 1. And for y, degree is 4 and 3, the lowest one is y3. So this is your greatest common factor. And that cubed, that squared, the lowest degree is 2. So it's that 2 is your greatest common factor. So 9x y cubed, z squared. We pick the lowest degree for the variable, then it could be divided and give you a positive degree left. So that's the reason we pick the lowest degree for variables to make sure whatever left for that variable will be positive degree. So 36 divided by 9, we have it here is 4. Then x squared divided by x, degree subtract. 2 minus 1 give you 1. Y to the exponent 4 divided by y cubed. 4 minus 3 give you 1. And you will see, once you know the rules, it's just integers adding, subtracting. The numbers at front is division, and all the other degrees is integers subtraction. So for the z, 3 minus 2 is 1. Then 27 divided by 9 is 3. xy cubed, z squared, they are same, it will give you 1. So same variable divide, same degree, you will have x to the exponent 0, y to the exponent 0, z to the exponent 0, any base to the exponent 0 is 1. So that is done, common factoring. And for the second one, you could do the 4, 7 over 49, use your calculator. If you have fraction button, then you just type in. If you have A, B, /C button, you are going to do 7, then A, B, A/C 49, and you will see is 1, 7. Then 7 divided by 1 is 7, so you know the greatest common factor is 7. So greatest common factor is, you do the 49 divided by 7. 7 divided by 7. So both divided by 7 give you the lowest form is 1 over 7. So greatest common factor is 7. And for the variable, x lowest degree is x to exponent 1. Y, you don't have y at another term, so you don't have y as a common factor. So greatest common factor is 7x. We have both negative, so we want to take the negative out. We want to have the positive coefficient at front of the terms. So 7x, then each term divided by negative 7x. So integer division, negative 7 divided by negative 7 is positive 1. The division of the variables is degree. Exponent subtracts. 1 minus 1 is 0. X to the exponent 0 is 1. Then we have y left. Then negative 49 divided by negative 7, integer division for the number at front. So it's positive 7. And after that is integer subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1. So x to the exponent 1. That is done. You could double check your answer by expand. Negative 7x times y give you negative 7xy. Negative 7x times positive 7x give you negative 49x squared. So it's just integer multiplication that integer add. And for the factor of simple trinomial means the number at front of x squared is 1. Then always we could write it as a first term in the bracket, x times x give you x squared. Then the numbers inside the bracket, the number times need to give you 10. So you could use the x game, just draw the x, divided this space into 4 areas, and in this part we write times together is 10, then add together something x plus something x give you 7. And here are the two numbers you are looking for. Times together, these two numbers give you 10, add together give you 7. So for the 10, the factors, you could use 10 divided by 1, then 10 divided by 2. So 10 divided by 1 give you 10, 10 divided by 2 give you 5. 3, 4 doesn't work. 10 divided by 5 give you 2. They are same, repeat. We don't want repeated factors. So you only have 2 pairs of factors for 10. Then we are going to see which one add together is 7. So 2 plus 5 is 7. Then these two numbers times together equals 10, add together is 7. They are the numbers we are looking for. For simple trinomial, we just put these two numbers in the bracket. That is done. So x times x, x squared, 2 times 5 is 10, and the cross 2x, 5x give you the middle term, 7x. So it works. Then another one, do the same thing, is x times x give you x squared. And these two numbers times together 18, add together negative 9. And if you don't want this x game, you could just write, okay, two numbers times together 18, add together negative 9, and find the factors of 18 by 18 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep trying. 18 divided by 1 is 18, 18 divided by 2 is 9, 18 divided by 3 is 6, 4, 5 doesn't work, then 6, 3 repeat. So we stop there. So we have 3 pairs of factors for 18. Then we check which 2 add together will give you -9. So times together is 18, add together -9. Then we know that the larger number need to be negative, and times together is positive, so both need to be negative. Then we are going to see -3, -6. Times together give you 18, add together is -9, so -3, -6. Then you could double check x squared, -3, -6, +18, then cross -3x, -6x, give you -9x. It's adding these two terms. Like terms together is -9x, so it works. So these are the common factoring and the simple trinomial. And today we are going to do the numbers at front of the x squared, not 1. And always we are going to see the common factor, greatest common factor. So you have 2, 12, and 18. You can just type into your calculator 2 over 12. You will see it will give you 1 over 6. So it means both numbers could be divided by 2. So greatest common factor could be 2. 18, we could try 2 over 18, give you 1 over 9. So it means 2 are the common factors for 2 and 18. So 3 terms, all 2 will go into these 3 terms, could be divided by 2. Then 2 is the greatest common factor, and for variable x, last term doesn't have x, so x is not a common greatest common factor. So only 2 is greatest common factor. We are going to divide each term by 2. So we have x squared plus 12 divided by 2 is 6x, then 18 divided by 2 is 9. So integers division. Then the variables, we just copy them down. After that, a simple trinomial again, we want to see if it is factorable. So times together is 9, add together is 6. The two numbers could be 3 and 3. And if you couldn't see it, just 9 divided by 1 give you 1 times 9 is a pair of factors of 9, and 2 doesn't work, then try the 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, then you will see 1 plus 9 is 10, 3 plus 3 is 6. So 3, 3, they are the factors. And for this one, 3 is a prime number, and you could type into your calculator 3 over 12 give you 1 over 4. Then 3 over 36 give you 1 over 12. Then you know that each term you have 3 as a factor, so we take the 3 out. Then x squared, integer division, -12 divided by 3 give you -4. Variable can copy down. Integer division, -36 divided by 3 is -12. Then simple trinomial again, x in the bracket, then you look for 2 numbers, times together -12, add together -4. So for the factors of 12, always try 12 divided by 1 is 12, 12 divided by 2 is 6, 12 divided by 3 give you 4. Then 2, 6, the difference is 4. So the larger number will be negative. And the times together is negative, so 1 negative, another one will be positive. So plus 2 minus 6. You could double check, 2 times -6 give you -12. 2x minus 6x give you -4x, so it works. This one, 3 times 3, 9, 3x plus 3x is 6. x is right. And for this one also we could write it as 2 bracket, the base bracket same. We could write x plus 3 then bracket squared. It means x plus 3 times itself twice. Then after that we are going to see factoring tricky trinomial. Factoring tricky trinomial is similar with simple trinomial, but only thing is times together the two numbers is not equal to c, it's times equals ac. Then add together is still the b. So once we have these two numbers, we could use box method or grouping method or Australian method. I will show you 3 methods here. So this one, first thing is we are looking for two numbers times together equals what? Times together is 3ac. 3 times c is 6. Add together is 5. So you could find the factors of 6. 6 divided by 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then 2 plus 3 is 5. So we know 2 and 3 are the factors. Or you could use a X game to do it. But for the 3x squared, we are not able to write this 2, 3 in the bracket right away. The reason for that is if we put 2, 3 in the bracket, 2 times 3 give you 6, not the last term 2. So we are not able to write the numbers we found in the bracket right away. And what we are going to do is, I will show you grouping method first. And this is what shown on the textbook. So grouping method is we have 2 and 3, these two numbers. We are going to rewrite the 5 as 2x plus 3x plus 2. Use the two numbers you found. Rewrite the 5x. The reason for that is we want to factoring the first two terms and the last two terms. So from 3 terms we go to 4 terms. Then we factor the first two terms and factor the last two terms by factoring the common factor, greatest common factor out. 3x squared plus 2x. Common factoring, 2, 3 prime number, they don't have greatest common factor than 1, so 1 doesn't count. And for the x squared, x, lowest degree for that variable is your common factor. So we have x here. We take the lowest degree, then we are going to make sure that we don't have negative. After division, we don't have negative degree. So 3x squared divided by x, we have 3. 2 minus 1 give you 1. X to the exponent 1. Plus 2x divided by x give you 2. Then for this one, the second term no x, so x is not a common factor, and 3, 2 prime number, so no other greatest common factor than 1. So once we have the bracket same, we could treat the bracket as unit. So x dollars plus $1. No number at front of this bracket is 1. So x dollars plus $1 equals x plus 1, then dollars. So you could imagine that this 3x plus 2 is a unit, dollars plus $1. So x dollars plus $1 give you x plus $1. So $2 plus $1 give you $3. It's not dollar squared, so adding the units won't change. So this is grouping method. You could double check by expanding x times 3x, 3x squared. 1 plus 1 times 2 give you 2. and the middle is 3x plus 2x give you 5x, so it works. And the box method. You don't have to know all those methods, but I want to show you, then you pick the one that you like. So box method is, we write this one row into 2 rows. So first go into first, 3x squared. The 2 numbers we found, and the last term go to the last. Those 2 numbers we found, rewrite 5x as 2x and 3x. So the grouping method, we just write it into 2 rows. Then after that, we factor each row. So just like the 2 in the first bracket, 3x squared, 2x, factor this one, is common is x. Then this is area of this box. We are going to find one side is x, another side will be just area do the division. 3x squared divided by x is 3x. Then second one, another division, 2x divided by x give you 2. And this row, we do another division. 3x divided by 3x is 1. And last box, we do the checking. 2 times 1 give you 2, it's right. And these are the 2 brackets, 2 signs. 2x, if no sign means plus. And another bracket is x plus 1. No sign is plus. So you will write the final answer is 3x plus 2, x plus 1. Or you could write x plus 1 first, 3x plus 2, second bracket. They give you the same answer. So this one you have one common factoring of the first row. After that is just 3 division. Then it's done. And the last one is Australian. Method, or we call it division method. So this method is going to use 2 numbers you found right away in the bracket, but you need to put the 3x, the ax, a value in the bracket, 3x, then 3x over 3. This one will make sure that 3 times 3 divided by 3 give you 3x squared is right for the first term. And the 2 numbers you found, just put in the bracket right away. Plus 2, plus 3. Then 2 times 3 divided by 3 give you 2. So first, last, correct. And the middle, 2 times 3x, then 3 times 3x give you 5 times 3x. 5 times 3x divided by 3 give you 5x, so it works. Then after that, what you are going to do is just common factoring the bracket. So this one, no common factor, 3x plus 3 give you common factor 3, then all over 3. So 3 divided by 3 common factor cancel out. Then you will have 3x plus 2 times x plus 1, that is done. So it works. So 3 methods, you just pick one. Method 1, method 2, method 3. Then for this one, you could use a times together negative AC. So we call this AC. A times C, then I together is negative 5. So for 25, you have factors. 1 times 25, but for the 24 factor will be 1 times 24. Then 24 divided by 2 give you 12. 2 times 12 is another pair of factors. Then try the 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 24, keep going, divide by 4, give you 6. Then repeat. 6, 4. We don't use it, so stop here. Then add together is -5, so the difference is 5 is 3 and 8. And add together is negative, so larger number need to be negative. So -8 times 3, yes, -24. So this one works. Then you are going to see 3, -8. You could use one of this method. That is, we could use grouping method. So we're going to use a grouping method. Then you could try other method by yourself. So this one equals 6x squared. Then use a 3 and -8, rewrite -5. So plus 3x minus 8x minus 4. Then group the first two and group the last two. When you group the last two, be careful. You put the negative sign in front, you need to switch both signs to opposite. Then common factoring, 6x squared plus 3x. 6 equals 2 times 3, so 3 will be, you could just 6 divided by 3, use your calculator, you will have 2, then you know, okay, both divided by 3, so 3 will be the common factor, greatest common factor. And the lowest degree for the variable is 1, so 3x, do the division, 2x plus 1. Then you have some hints that the last two must give you 2x plus 1 after take out the common factor. So 8 divided by 2 give you 4. Then each term divided by 4 is 2x plus 1. Then treat the 2x plus 1 as the unit. So $3x minus $4 give you 3x minus 4 and dollars. So this one is done. You could double check it. 3x times 2x, 6x squared, -4 times 1, -4. The middle, -8x plus 3x, -5x. So it works. Then if it's a box method, it's just this is top. If we do the box method, then 6x squared plus 3x will be the first row, -8x minus 4 will be the second row. So this is a first term in the first cell, 6x squared, last term, -4 in the last cell, -4, and the 3 and the -8 diagonal. Then factor the first row, it will give you 3x, and do the division, 2x, 1. -8x divided by 2x, -4. So one bracket, 3x minus 4, another bracket, 2x plus 1. So it's done. And for the Australian method, you just 8x, ax, a is 6, repeat it 3 times. Then the two numbers you found, just put in the bracket. Then after that, you need to common factoring each bracket. 6, 3, you have 3, so 2x plus 1. And the 6, 8, even numbers, so you will have the 2 as common factor. then each divided by 2, 3x minus 4, all over 6. Then you will see 3 times 2 give you 6, 6 divided by 6 is 1. So you only have 2x plus 1 times 3x minus 4, they are same. So these are the two factoring, tricky trinomial factoring. Always look for a greatest common factor first. So next one, we are going to just the practice mode. So this one is 4, 5, 6, no common factor, so it's just tricky trinomial. So times together AC is negative 24. I together is 5. Then we are looking for the two numbers. So this one, try 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going, do the division. So 24 divided by 1 is 24. Integer division, 12. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 24 divided by 4 is 6. You just try from 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going. Then you are able to find all the factors, pairs of factors of 24. Then look for the difference is 5. So sum is 5, then larger number need to be positive. And times together negative, another number need to be negative. So this one, we are going to use either the box method or the grouping method. So, and actually there is another method called cross multiply. Cross multiply is, we have 4x here, then 4 only have 1x times 4x, or 2x times 2x. The negative 3 and 8, they are the cross multiply. So this one, we couldn't put a negative 3 here. Something times 4 won't give you negative 3. So we need to put positive 8 here, and this 2 is negative 3. So which number times 4 give you 8 is 2. Which number times 1 give you negative 3 is negative 3. Then double check. So 1x times 4x give you 4x squared. 2 times negative 3 give you negative 6. The middle 8x minus 3x give you 5x, so it works. And for the 2x times together 8, times together negative 3, it's not possible, so only the top. This is called cross multiply. So you just find the factor of 4. It's 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. So you only have 1x, 4x, or 2x times 2x. And after that, the cross multiply must give you negative 3 and 8. So this is a fourth method, cross multiply. And for this one, we are going to see you have even numbers, 12, 20, 32. So you could put in the fraction to see what are you going to have. You will see it gives you 3 over 5. 12 divided by what number gives you 3 is 4. Then greatest common factor for these two numbers is 4. And try 12 over 32 on your calculator. Type in as a fraction, it will give you 3 over 8. Then 12 to 3 is divided by 4 again, so you will see that 12, 20, 32, they have factor 4 there. So greatest common factor will be 4. And we don't want to see the negative sign at front of x squared, so we take negative 4, the greatest common factor, out. each term divided by negative 4, it will be 3x squared plus 5x and minus 8. You take negative sign out, all the terms switch to the opposite side. Then we are going to see this one times together negative 24, add together 3. Add together is 5, sorry. Then we know it will be 3 and 8. And add together is positive, so 8 need to be positive and another number will be negative. So they are the same numbers, but it's going to be different. And for the 3x, it's a prime number. We only have x times 3x if we use a cross multiply. And these two cross, the number times 3x should be not 8, should be negative 3. So this one should be negative 3 and another one should be 8. Then negative 3 divided by 3 give you negative 1. So negative 1 times 3 give you negative 3. And 1 times 8 will give you positive 8. Then double check it. X times 3x, 3x squared. Negative 1 times 8, negative 8. Cross negative 3x, 8x, give you 5x. So it works. This is cross multiply. And it works the best for the prime number. If not prime number, you may have 2 or more than 2 options to test. Okay, so that is for the cross multiply. And also you could use a box method or Australian method to do it. So for Australian method, we could use is 4x. This is Australian method. 4x all over 4. Then the two numbers, negative 3 plus 8. So this one, no common factor, only this one, 4x plus 8. Then cancel 4 out. You have same, x plus 2 times 4x minus 3, so it works. And this one, we are going to use the box method to check. Not to check, but to factor it. So this one, we only do the factoring for the after you take out the greatest common factor. So first term is 3x squared, last term is negative 8. The two numbers you found is negative 3, put x here, 8x. So 8x minus 3x give you 5x, it works. Common factor in the first row is 3x. Then do the division x, division negative 1, division 8. So you will have x minus 1 times 3x plus 8. For grouping method, you just write these two rows on one row and factor in the two terms together, then you will have the same answer. And after that, we are going to see one special case for factoring difference of squares. You will see you have two terms, and we could write it as 3 terms, same as what we did before. So x squared plus 0x minus 4. So what we are going to find is the two numbers times together is negative 4, add together is 0. So times together negative 4, add together 0, you will see you need to have the two numbers same. And two numbers same times together give you 4 means square root of this number. So it will be 2 and times 2 give you 4. Then they need to have a different sign. 2 plus negative 2 give you 0. So square root of this number and one positive, one negative. It will give you altogether 0. So this one is x squared plus 0x minus 25. So it's xx. Then we need to have two numbers same but with opposite sign. So square root of 25 give you 5 and negative 5. So 5x minus 5x give you 0. And the pattern to factor difference of squares you will see is just we have x squared minus a number that is a perfect squared. Then what we are going to do is xx. Then a times a give you a squared, but need to be opposite. Then ax minus ax give you 0x. Three terms, but middle is same. Middle is 0, so you need to have ax minus ax opposite, then give you the zeros. So this one is x squared minus 5 squared. This one is x squared minus 2 squared. So you just put the square root of the first term and the second term in the bracket, 1 plus 1 minus. We call them conjugated term. So we just practice on those ones. So what you need to do is just write it as a square root of that number. So 16 square root is 4. Then what you are going to do is just put the square root in the bracket, 1 plus 1 minus. So 4 times negative 4 give you negative 16. Positive 4x minus 4x give you 0. And this one, we write it as a square root of 9. 3 squared minus square root of 4 is 2. X squared square root is x. Then outside, we just write the square root in the bracket. And 1 plus 1 minus. We call them difference of squares. Difference means subtraction. If not subtraction, then we don't know how to factor it. So we just leave it them there. And this one is more complicated, but what you need to do is just write something squared. Find the square root of each factors. So 36 square root is 6. Y squared square root is y. 25 square root is 5. X squared square root is x. Then what you need to do is just a square root, the base in the bracket. 6y times 6y give you 6y squared. 5x times 5x give you 5x squared. But need to be one positive, one negative, then give you minus 25x squared. And the cross, they are opposite. 30xy minus 30xy is 0xy. So that is correct. So this, we have done the reviewing of the tricky trinomial factoring and the difference of squares. Difference of squares, although they are two terms, actually they are three terms. It's just plus 0 times x. So the cross multiply the middle two terms need to cancel out. They need to be same. In order to have the two numbers same, it will be the square root of that number. Then we'll have the two numbers same, and add together give you, but opposite add together is 0. And for tricky trinomial, we have shown you the different method cross multiply, just always greatest common factor first and outside in the bracket the a value, we factor it, then how many pairs you have, how many options, then the two numbers you found by times together equals a times c, add together is a b value. The two numbers you found will be the cross multiply. Then you need to manipulate. You don't want to see the fractions, so we want to put the two numbers accordingly, then do the calculation. You could do the grouping method. Use the two numbers you found, times together equals AC, add together equals B. Then regrouping the term of x, rewrite the bx as two terms. Then once you have four terms, group the first two, group the last two, common factor each of them. Once you have the bracket same, treat it as a unit. So x dollars plus $1 is x plus $1 and dollars. Also, I have shown you the box method. Just rewrite the one row grouping method to two rows. Then after that, factor the first row and do 3 divisions. Okay, so this is all the factoring part. Then the next part is solving quadratic equations by factoring. So if you know how to do factorings already, solving quadratic equations is just one more step after the factoring. Just let each factor term equals 0, do the solving of linear equation. Linear equation is just move the integers around, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing integers. So this one we are going to see the factoring of it first. So x squared minus 2x minus 3, this is 1 at front, so simple trinomial. We put x here, then we are looking for two numbers, times together is equal to negative 3, add together is negative 2. So 3 is a prime number, so you only have 1 and 3. And add together is negative, so larger number need to be negative. You have negative 3 and plus 1. Put in the bracket, then equals 0. So two numbers times together equals 0, then as long as one of them equals 0, it will give you 0. So x plus 1 equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. We are looking for the values of x that makes each bracket, one of the bracket equals 0. So x plus 1 equals 0. We solve for x. We isolate x. Move the plus 1 to other side, do the opposite operation. Plus 1 becomes minus 1. So it's x equals negative 1, and another solution could be move the negative 3 to other side, opposite operation is plus 3, so x equals negative 3 and x equals plus 3. So this is how we do the factoring. So you will see how to do the solving. Once, as long as you know the factoring, then after that you need to know solving linear equation. Then solving linear equation means you are going to do adding, subtracting integers or dividing integers. So, and the second one is factoring it first. Simple trinomial again, so x put in the bracket. 3 is a prime number, so you must have 1 times 3. You don't have other choice. And add together is negative, so each of them need to be negative, because 10 together is positive. You need to have the same sign. Then equals 0. Then each bracket equals 0. You will have x equals 1 and x equals 3. Because x minus 1 equals 0, you move the negative 1 to other side, is positive 1. X minus 3 equals 0, you move the minus 3 to other side, is plus 3. And you could check if you want to see if you got it right. So check the left side, sub in the x equals negative 1, Then minus 3, you do your calculation, you will find out 1 plus 2 minus 3 is 0. Then do the same thing for x equals 3. So left side equals 3 squared. Replace x with 3. Minus 2 times 3 minus 3 give you 9 minus 6 minus 3, then equals 0 again. Both equals right side, so both equation, the x-intercept are correct. And you could do the checking for the next one. Then you will 100% sure you got it right. So example 2 is same thing, just for the tricky trinomial. So for tricky trinomial, we are going to show you, okay, times together need to be AC is negative 15, add together is negative 2, the two number will be 15, you have 1 times 15, 3 times 5, so it won't be 1 times 15, it will be 3 and 5. And I together is negative, so larger number need to be negative. 3 plus negative 5 give you negative 2, 3 times negative 5 give you negative 15, so it works. 5 is a prime number, so you only, if you use cross multiply, it will save some space. So x, 5x here. Prime number, we don't have other choice. Then cross 1, 8 will be 3 and negative 5. So you will see, I couldn't put 3 here. 3 divided by 5 won't give you integer, so I put negative 5 here. So these two numbers times together give you negative 5. It will be negative 1 times 5 give you negative 5. Another one should be 3. 1 times something give you 3 must be positive 3. And double check. X times 5x, 5x squared. Negative 1 times 3, negative 3. The middle minus 5x, 3x give you negative 2x. It works. Then we are looking for the x value makes the one of the bracket equal 0, so we write each bracket equals 0 of x. So move the negative 1 to other side is x equals positive 1, and another one we move the 3 to other side is negative 3. Then after that we move the 5 to other side. 5 times x, opposite operation will be division, so it's 5. So divide by 5, you will have negative 3 over 5. So all over 5 means both sides divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is x. And also for solving linear equation, make sure it's backward of BACMAS. When solving, we move adding, subtracting to other side first, and multiply, divide. So opposite operation. Then this one, for solving quadratic equation, you need to make sure we are looking for the zeros. So one side equals 0, then we could let each bracket equal 0. So we reduce the degrees from 2 to 1 to something that we know how to solve. So that's the reason we need to make sure one side is 0. And so this one, we have bracket and one side is not 0, so we need to get rid of the bracket. And also we want to make sure the number at front of x squared is positive, so we move everything to other side. 0 equals, we move something to other side, we do the opposite operation, minus 3x squared becomes positive 3x squared. Plus 9x becomes minus 9x. Plus 8 becomes minus 8. Then expand this bracket. The reason for that is we want to collect the like terms. Inside the bracket, we don't know how to collect the like terms. So 2 times x and 2 times positive 1. Then we continue, collect the like terms. X squared, no like terms. Like terms means same variable, same degree. So minus 9 plus 2 is just integers adding, subtracting. Minus 9 plus 2 is minus 7. Then x as unit. Minus $9 plus $2 give you minus $7. Minus 8 plus 2 give you minus 6. So minus 9x plus 2x, they are like terms. Minus 8 plus 2, they are like terms. Then factor this one. Times together need to be a times c. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Add together is negative 7. So 18 we have 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. So the difference of 7 will be 29. Then larger number need to be negative because add together is negative. So 2 times negative 9 give you negative 18. 2 times negative plus negative 9 give you negative 7. Then we could do the cross multiply. So prime number again, so x, 3x, put in a bracket. Then it will be 1 is 2, 1 is 9. So we are not able to put 2 here. 2 divided by 3 times any integers won't give you 2. So we try the negative 9 here. So negative 9 divided by 3 give you negative 3. So times together give you negative 9. And another one is 2. So 1 times 2 give you 2. Then double check x times 3x, 3x where? Negative 3 times 2, negative 6. And then cross negative 9x, 2x give you negative 7x. It works. That each bracket equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0 to solve for the zeros. So that is the reason only when one side is 0 we could let each bracket equal 0. Otherwise we are not able to solve. Otherwise it's uncertain. So minus 3 to other side is positive 3. This one move. Plus minus to other side is opposite, negative 2. Then move the 3 to other side, opposite is division, x equals negative 2 over 3. So they are the two x-intercepts. That is all for today's lesson. Thank you. Thank you for watching.